Hello everyone. There are a lot of ways the people around us help us improve our lives. We don't bump into every neighbor, even though we share the same public space. So over the past few years, I've tried ways to share more with my neighbors in public space, using some simple tools like stickers, stencils, or chalk. And these projects came from a question I had, like how much are my neighbors paying for their apartments? So, how can we lend and borrow more things without knocking on each other's doors at a bad time? And how can we share more memories of our abandoned buildings and gain a better life and gain a better understanding of our landscape? Now, I live in New Orleans and I am in love with New Orleans. My sour is always suited by the giant live oak trees, shading lovers, drunks, and dreamers for hundreds of years. And it's just a city that always makes way for music. I feel like every time someone sneezes, New Orleans had a parade. So, the city has some of the most beautiful architecture in the world, and it also has one of the most highest amounts of abandoned properties in America. I live near this house, and I thought about how I could make a nicer space for my neighborhood, and I also thought about something that changed my life forever. In 2009, I lost someone that I loved very much. Her name was John, and she was a mother to me. And her death was sudden and unexpected. And I thought about death a lot. And this made me feel gratitude for the time I had. So brought the clarity to the things that are meaningful to my life now. But I struggle to maintains this perspective in my daily life. I feel like it's easier to get caught up in the day by day and forget about what really matters to you. So with help from my old and also new friends, I turned the side of my house into a giant chalkboard. I wrote a sentence on that board, which is, before I die, I want to, and with a blank space after that. So anyone walking by can pick up a piece of chalk and write their own dreams or aspirations, so everyone else can read it. So I didn't know what to expect from this experiment, but by the next day, the world was entirely filled out and it kept growing and growing. And I like to share a few things that people wrote on this word. Before I die, I wanted to be tried for piracy. Before I die, I want to straddle the international deadlines. Before I die, I want to hold her one more time. Before I die, I want to plant a tree. Before I die, I want to sing for millions. Before I die, I want to be someone cavalry. And before I die, I want to be completely myself. So this neglect space become a constructive one, and people's hopes and dreams made me laugh out loud or made me tear up, and they console me during my own tough times. It's about knowing you are not alone, and it's about understanding our neighbors in a new, enlightening ways. It's about making space for reflection and contemplation. I made this last year and started receiving hundreds of messages from passionate people who wanted to make a giant world for their community. So my civic center college and I made a toolkit, and now worlds have been made in countries all around the world, including Kazakhstan, South Africa, Australia, Argentina, and beyond. Together, we have shown how powerful our public space can be if we're given the opportunity to have a voice and share more with one another. So, two of the most valuable things we have are times and our relationships with other people, including our parents, friends, etc. So, in our age of increasing instruction, it's more important than ever to find ways to maintain perspective and remember that life is brief and tender. That is something that we are discouraged to talk about or even think about. But to me, preparing for death is one of the most empowering things you can do. Thinking about death creatify your life. So our shared spaces can better reflect what matters to us as individuals and as a community. And with more ways to share our hopes, our fears, story, the people around us can not only have you make a better place, but can have us lead a better lives. Thank you.